Hey guys, for everything horror, this is ABC Halloween, and the entire Morris Costumes 2025 lineup has been teased. Let's take a look.
'Tis the season to be absolutely covered in snow! No! One thing... Oh my god! I am Chucky, the killer dog! Hey, you over there!
Now this one is going to be quite the wild ride, folks, so please just stay on board while I talk about this. My voice might sound a little different, that's because I'm getting sick, but I just figured I would make this video now because Morris Costumes has always kind of just made some Halloween items. Well, of course, in the past, 2 years, they've really been making really good concepts. And yeah, they've actually been coming in really strong. We had ones like the Mangy Rat, Gravestone Ghoul, I think they called him. We were not that sick farmer prop, but then they got rid of him, which that could have been one of their best sellers, so I don't know why they did it. It's last year even. They had Carnival Barker, actually I think that was the year before, but anyway, they had just so many cool props. This year we had Balancing Clowns, Sword Swallower. Balancing Clown wasn't that cool though. Sword Swallower though is the main takeaway. That's so cool. But this year, they're coming in with a very self-subjective lineup. You have to be in a very certain bias to like some of these props. But anyway, let's take a look. I'm just gonna say half these are pictures from the factory, so half of these probably won't make it to production to the general public. They might fall through. But most of these, at least, are through the prototype stage. So, let's take a look. Now, this is Snoop the Clown. Now, this is a new clown animatronic that some people like, some people despise. I actually are in the part of people that like this so far, from what I've seen. It's this clown holding scissors. I guess it's going to chop it at ya. So it's kind of a reskin of that farmer prop, the groundskeeper, which is unfortunate, because why not just release the groundskeeper when he was such a good prop? I don't know what their mindset was, because Groundskeeper was really cool, and them taking that mechanism is interesting, and I just hope this one at least doesn't fall through. But I know people might be customizing their own Groundskeepers out of him, which is interesting. Overall, I like his color palette. I do think it's a bit strange that we get so many clowns like this. But anyway, he's still really cool, and almost reminds me of a Party City clown. While we're on the topic, GG's in the chat for Party City. They have filed for bankruptcy, and they plan to close every single store. And so, as of immediately, the stores are supposed to start shutting down. And so, Party City has also had really good lineups, and it's too bad that companies like Morris beat them. But anyway, Snoop the Clown is still a really cool concept. I'm not, the #1 fan for him. I'm probably in the tens for biggest fans of him. I'm not a big fan of him, but I still think he's really cool. Now this one's gonna be weird to talk about. It's Chucky. Now this one's gonna be weird to talk about because of course we had the immaculate Chucky from Home Depot that literally everybody talks about, and everybody's having seizures in the store when they see him and all this stuff. I mean, it was a big prop this year. You can even see him in my intro. It's just, this is kind of a ripoff, but it's not at the same time because it's licensed. Drink of that good stuff. But anyway, Chucky here. It's very strange how they got him to work. I mean, it looks like he leans back and forth, which, yeah, that's pretty stupid. But I feel like if you're just doing a little display or a haunt or something, and you don't quite have the budget for the big Chucky, because I don't know if you're going to be able to get hands on him next year, and I don't know if you'd be able to get him for cheap next year, but the thing is you could just get this one. If I can't get the normal one next year, which I actually got him, and I returned him just because I hated the quality. I mean, this is a good excuse. Now, these prices you're seeing on the screen, by the way, these are not the real prices. Listen to me, guys. This is not the real prices. This is wholesale prices, which means this is for people that run, individual owned Halloween stores that buy, these in 5s and 10s. So that's how much this costs for them. If you're buying this in the market, For like Snoop the Clown, I can bet he'll be $150 to $100 more at least in price, because that's what Morris usually does. And Chucky here, he'll probably be like $200, maybe a little less than that retail, but he'll still be fairly expensive compared to the original price. Anyway, here is Billy from Jigsaw. Here we go, guys. This is a really cool one. Now, there was a Billy, I'm pretty sure, from Morbid Enterprises back in the day. Well, of course, that company is long gone, and that actually wasn't the best animatronic. But, listen to me when I say it, this is pretty cool. I do like how it's on the bike. I think it might be Jemmy, but honestly, just for the inclusion of a character that's never really talked about in the retail market, that's cool enough for me to know. Because it's just so unique, and it's so out there, it's just so cool. Now this one, I think, could be the gem of the whole lineup. This is the Conjured Spirit. Now this animatronic, wow. I mean, it looks crazy, and I love it. Now, only problem is this is not technically an animatronic. This is a light and sound prop, meaning that it lights up, and it plays audio, but it does not move. At least at this time, we do not know that it moves, because it says light and sound. But anyway, just judging by it, this thing looks amazing, and all it looks warped. It looks almost like maybe like a wax candle or something that melted. That is crazy. It looks so freaking creepy, and I think it would really do the job in a haunt, in a display, maybe even in a pro haunt. Brick Thunder, take notes, because this would look crazy in an actual pro haunt, because that just looks so cool. I don't know if it would be the best animatronic we have in retail at the time when it comes to a ghost, but I don't know, because ghosts are usually pretty generic, but when you make it look warped like this melting wax candle type effect, it just looks so professional. Next up is the Plague Doctor. Now this one is definitely interesting, most people are saying, and this is because it is a one-on-one ripoff of the Home Depot Plague Doctor. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's a ripoff. It's not the worst ripoff I've seen, I'm not gonna lie. If this thing's only like $150, or if this one's just good budget, it might be a good alternative to the Home Depot one, but I don't know. The Home Depot one obviously was really good, and I think he was a bit overrated, but at least he's better than this. So, I don't know what to tell you, really. I mean, it looks okay, in my opinion, dare I say. It doesn't look perfect, but it definitely looks really okay. So, we'll have to find out what it does at some point, and yeah. Next up is the Mummy's Curse animatronic. Now, I think this actually might be a light and sound props. I'm sorry I said animatronic, but it is technically just this giant mummy that looks really cool. It looks like it's gray almost, and it looks like colors shine through. That looks just so cool and really professional. I mean, it's just a mummy. I can't really talk about it too much, just because, I mean, it's quite literally just a mummy. I mean, it looks really cool, but I mean, it's kind of hard to mess up one. So, yeah, it's cool, but it's not like the best one in the lineup, and it's probably not one I would get, but it's definitely really cool. Now, this animated clown, as it calls, just makes no sense to me. So, I don't know what it's trying to be, because it doesn't have a name announcing what it is. Because it's this clown that looks pretty cool, almost like a Scare Factory type prop. Looks really good. But he's holding this teddy bear, and I don't know what that's supposed to symbolize. I don't understand the point of this prop. Once we get a demo and we see like phrases and all it does and everything, then that might persuade me into genuinely liking it. But for now, I am just not a fan, and it is not going to catch my eye too much. The face looks cool on the clown, but I just don't understand at this point. Next up is the groundbreaking mummy skeleton. This is actually something unique, because last year, of course, there was a apocalypse and a absolute plundering of these groundbreaking, stupid skeletons that were absolutely everywhere, and people couldn't stop buying them, and it just kept fueling stores into making their own version. It was so annoying. But now there's a mummy one that, I'm not gonna lie, looks pretty cool. But they also made one that lights up that's like the original, which is stupid. And at the same time, I feel like these companies made Party City go out of business because they're all selling the same thing that are pretty much rip-offs of Party City. And also, as a community, I don't know how we're not condoning Sunstar to make rip-offs but we're literally condoning companies like Joanne Fabrics, Big Lots, really any company in the market that was selling its own rattles, like at home. I don't know why we're condoning them making a ripoff of Party City when we're not condoning Sunstar, but it's okay. You guys can maybe the fact that Party City's not coming back, but whatever. But anyway, the mummy skeleton, I guess it's cool. I don't know. I was never really a big fan of rattles, but I guess we shouldn't call them rattles because Party City's almost out of business. But I don't know, honestly. It's not that cool to me, but it's definitely cooler than the original skeleton. And the light-up one, that is so stupid. But here's where I start redeeming the groundbreaking props. We've got a groundbreaking Jack Skellington. Now this is a huge, giant-sized one, probably like as big as Rattles or whatever. And this I can see being a top seller this year. Because, of course, 13-foot Jack sold. But I think this Groundbreaker is going to sell too. Kind of like 12-foot Skeleton Syndrome or whatever, where it was 12-foot Skeleton was popular, then him cut in half coming out of the ground was popular, and then we had 13-foot Jack coming out of the ground. Now we got Groundbreaking Jack. I think it's like the same situation. People, especially on, I feel like, Facebook, and some people on YouTube are going to go nuts for this guy. So, it's definitely strange, and I think they're definitely just going to go nuts over this prop. Now, you may notice, there's a lot of entries in this. And I feel like all of this is not going to be like at the trade shows and stuff. Because at least for animatronics, Morris usually does 3 props a year. I think the most I've seen is 4. Just like, I don't know, like Mangy Rat, Grave Some Ghoul, and then the Farmer is going to be one of them. This year there's Balancing Clown, Grave Robber, and Sword Swallower, so I think they keep it in like 3s. This year, there's an abundance, so that's pretty wild. And there's a Giant Reaper. I don't know what to tell you. He looks so stupid. It just looks generic. I don't care about what he looks like. I mean, the boss is unique. But did we really need another Reaper, let alone a groundbreaking one? It just looks too generic and looks like something that honestly be sold at Sam's Club or Costco or something. And no, I'm not giving it 5 out of 5 booms. Now is this Popup Pumpkin Scarecrow, which just might be a giant one too, but you can't really tell in the image. It might be small, might be big. But he pops up with this knife. That's a cool Scarecrow prop. I love it. I mean, especially if this guy's kind of budget priced, not like $200 or $300. That'd be cool, because I know Soul Slasher sold this year, but I don't think Soul Slasher would have sold very well at $200 to $250 or something. He needed to be $100 to get the attention, so I hope this one's fairly cheap, because it's the same kind of design, and I hope it gets the same success. Next is this vertebral zombie couple. Now this one I think was teased. I think last year there was just a bunch of prototype images and we didn't know what they were for. And this is for Morris, I'm pretty sure. So about after a year we finally found out where they're going to. But anyway, I couldn't tell you completely what this does. It's just this old lady holding the skull. And then it shows a picture of a digitized skeleton. So I'm guessing maybe she turns around, the skeleton's on the other side of her maybe. If that's the case, that would be my prediction, is she swings around and it's a skeleton on the other side, maybe. I don't know, it's up to you. I'm not a fan of this prop particularly. It's not like one I would buy, at least for now. I mean, creepy old lady props have their place. It's just, I don't think this is a perfect representation. I don't know. Definitely feels weird that one of the spots was taken just for this thing, because this definitely is a lot more lazy than the past 2 years in Morris. Fortunately, on a bad note, here are the Apocalypse Twins. I despise of these props, to the best of my knowledge. I don't understand what they're supposed to be. I guess they're supposed to be like these doll people. I don't know what I can tell you about these. At least with the spear ones, we have backstory, so we know like why they're like that, and they can justify it a little. But when there's no rhyme or reason behind why these are two like doll humanoids that are holding hands and probably like move their hands back and forth and might turn their head or something, I don't know why this exists. I'm so sorry, I just am not a fan. It's okay if you're a fan, but I am just not. Now this one, I'm sadly a little less believe this is going to come out, unfortunately, because it has a weird background. But this is the pigman. This has got to be such a cool prop. I just love the inclusion of pigs in a Halloween prop. It's just scary. I mean, the butcher prop from Spirit, it was a little crazy just because it didn't have any gore. But the pig head just made up for it with the Halloween lineup. And it was definitely a good prop. And I don't know, I just think it's creepier when like a killer in a Halloween haunt or movie or whatever has a pig mask, just because it seems a lot more creepy. And it seems more intimidating. And so, I don't care if this prop is made by Sunstar or anything, I still love it. Okay, well right now I just thought I'd say Sunstar's kind of making a comeback. They're at least trying to be a better company. So you're used to Sunstar props with those little Christmas tree bases, but they're actually trying to give them bases now, which I think is a good idea for that company, just because it makes it more usable. And this prop is a Sunstar, and you can tell by the face. I'm not gonna lie, it looks really cool. I'm sorry, but I think this is actually a pretty good Sunstar prop. I mean, I've been seeing on Amazon ones that stand up now, and I'm like, that's an improvement. I mean, this one actually has pretty good stature. You can beef it up with pool noodles or something, of course. But, just as it is, this looks good, and it's probably going to be a budget prop. The head is, of course, just the generic Sunstar. But you can paint, you can put a mask over it. It's just, I mean, it's a really cool looking prop, and I don't care if it has some generic phrases. It's good to fill out a haunt, or for a beginner, it is a good beginning prop, it seems. So that is a clown with the chainsaw. Now I have technically one Christmas prop to show you. There is one Christmas tabletop that I'll show in a second. But this is a wishlist Grinch. I just thought I'd show it, just because there's too many Grinches, and this is obviously a Jemmy Grinch. I think it's interesting that he's got like a naughty list, but hey, I don't know. It's a Grinch. It's good, I guess. It's a good Grinch. I mean, okay, it's kind of hard to mess up a Grinch. It's just the effect of so many Grinches just makes me not like it as much. And I'm just hoping next year for like Home Depot they make a Servo Jim Carrey Grinch. That's all I'm waiting for at this point. Just because I want them to just renounce these stupid Jemmy Grinches. But anyway, that's a wishlist Grinch. Next up, we got this standing pumpkin dude. He's got the Christmas tree base. I'm not gonna talk about him much. He's pretty much just like Night Terror from Spirit. Almost looks cooler though, I'm just gonna say, because Night Terror just looked cheap all around, I'm sorry. But it just looked so cheap. And I think this one's a little better looking, but it's still just a Christmas tree one, so I just figured I wouldn't give it as much attention as the rest on this list. About the last ones, I'm just gonna say there's tons of new Sunstar props, but it's not like I'm going through them all. You can go look on your own free will from leaked pictures people have been putting out. But this is kind of cool. This is a 3-foot Grinch. Now, it's not like that stupid one that's circling around at like Spirit Christmas. This is an actual Grinch. And it reminds me of older Jemmy because it has the plastic head. It probably has the same mechanism as, I don't know, like those older Grinches Jemmy made. I just think it looks very nostalgic and really cool for old Jemmy. And of course, I had to just show this abomination of a piece made by Jemmy, I am sure, because they're probably the worst company. Hitchhiking Ghost stacked pumpkins. Man, these sure do look like the Hitchhiking Ghosts. Are you kidding me? This looks more like something that'd be at a Dollar Tree than be the Hitchhiking Ghost. I hope this doesn't release, and I don't know how Disney let this pass, but they let that Haunted Mansion bride prop that Jemmy made not pass through prototype area and concept. I mean, this is so stupid. I don't know how Disney allowed this, but I don't know. You can judge this yourself. Do these look like the Hitchhiking Ghost? No. So anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it for today. Let me know if these videos are entertaining to you, and I will try to upload more of the 2025 lineup. Holy crap. Wow, the year went by quick. But I will try and do more videos of the 2025 lineup, and let me know if you're excited for Spirit, Lowe's. Oh crap, Party City's not around anymore. But anyway, Home Depot, Lowe's, and Spirit this year. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, for everything horror, this is ABC Halloween.
'Tis the season to be absolutely covered in snow. No! Oh my God! I am Chucky, the
killer doll! Hey, you over there!